This is Valley News Live at 5.
Good evening, everyone. The sun is out and the wind is expected to wind down soon following this busy first alert weather day, but it doesn't mean we're out of the woods just yet. Let's go straight to Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson with a first look at the weather. Hutch?
Thank you, Stacy, and good evening, everyone. As we head into the evening hours, we're going to turn our attention to new snowfall this evening, to the wind and to the cold. First and foremost, this first alert weather day does continue. I want to share with you a beautiful shot from our home of economy location in Devil's Lake. Just saw a gorgeous sundog setting in the western sky. This clear sky with a fresh blanket of snow, that equation will lead to some mighty cold temperatures. Check out those wind gusts today, though, would you? Over 50 miles per hour down I-94 between Jamestown and Fargo Moorhead, and a lot of 40-mile-per-hour gusts elsewhere. These winds are starting to taper off now. We still have a few gusts in our eastern counties, over 30 miles per hour at times, reducing visibilities in these areas. But as far as tonight's snow, Stacy, it looks like it's wrapped up and that's all but done. We'll have a few flurries across north central Minnesota. Clearing skies, though, will get mighty cold. Here's a look at those visibilities, down to under 2 miles in a few spots, but look at the Fargo area and out west, improving dramatically, as you saw by our tower cam. We turn our attention to some cold that takes hold. Wind chill advisories out to the far west. Wind chills already 30 to 40 below out there and 10 to 20 below here in western Minnesota and the valley. Tomorrow will bring more accumulating snowfall by morning for some of us. I'll have hour-by-hour details on that, and it does not come with as much wind, so we'll open that box and let you know that right now. Your forecast, Stacy, in just a few moments. But first, we're going to head out, I believe, and talk to Nishay and University, covering what's going on in Fargo. Nishay Taylor.
All right, thanks so much, Hutch. Yes, that's correct. I'm here on University Drive, and we just missed it by about 2 minutes or so. The Fargo Public Works plows just came through and just kind of cleaned this area. But I will say it's a different scene from earlier. Compared to this morning, it's like night and day. Roads were very difficult to get through, even into the afternoon, early afternoon hours. It was so difficult to get through. I was driving through earlier and I saw so many cars getting stuck in the roads. But right now, it's pretty much different. Roads are pretty clear at this time. But even though they are clear, drivers should still be cautious because there are still some slick spots out there. In Fargo, Nishay Taylor, Valley News Live.
Hey, thanks, Nishay. Now taking a look at road conditions across the state in North Dakota, the Department of Transportation and Highway Patrol reopened I-94 and I-29 about an hour ago. The yellow line on I-29 heading north from Fargo indicates scattered ice on all lanes. The purple lines across the state there indicate there's scattered snow on the roads, and the Department of Transportation is warning that visibility is likely still reduced on highways. In Minnesota, the blue and purple lines indicate snow on the roadway, but the blue ones mean there's less snow. The Department of Transportation has lifted the no travel advisory on state and federal highways in Clay County. Visibility has improved in those areas. However, drivers are advised to slow down. Meanwhile, several flights to and from Hector International Airport in Fargo have been canceled or delayed. In Grand Forks, all flights have been canceled. And at MSP, 94 flights have been canceled so far today. 167 have been delayed. Now, make sure you have the Valley News Live Storm Team weather app so you can keep up with the weather anytime, anywhere. You'll get the latest forecast and conditions so you can plan your day. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store and download it for free. We're now learning that the large police presence spotted in Moorhead early this morning was due to a shooting. Around 7 a.m., a man was found laying in the street in the 900 block of 23rd Avenue South. Police say evidence led them to a nearby apartment where several people were detained. A witness told Valley News Live they saw 3 to 4 people taken away in handcuffs. Police say they're still investigating, but there is no danger to the public. They also say that at this time, no one has been officially booked into custody or charged. The victim was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Still no word tonight on what caused a fire at a recycling center in West Fargo. Firefighters were sent out to Northern Metal Recycling just after noon. The building sustained major damage and is anticipated to be a total loss. Several airlines say COVID-related crew shortages are prompting cancellations and delays at airports across the nation. And this afternoon, the CDC made updates to its quarantine isolation period. Dina Demetrius reports.
The holiday hustle and bustle is more like a drag.
It's very frustrating, and we have plans already. We have a business to run and stuff like that.
So now Patel's return flight to Kentucky isn't getting off the ground.
It was for 9:24 and got delayed, and went to 1 o'clock and all of a sudden got canceled.
The Omicron-driven surge is forcing more flight cancellations with infections among pilots, crew, and airline staff. According to FlightAware, more than 1,000 flights with U.S. destinations were canceled Monday, and more than 3,000 were delayed.
Airlines can't operate flights without the required number of pilots and flight attendants. Safety comes first.
Several airlines had called on the CDC to reduce the quarantine isolation period, and late Monday the CDC shortened it from 10 days to 5 for anyone who tests positive and is asymptomatic.
Honestly, if it's good enough for hospital workers, for nurses and doctors, I think it should be good enough for the airline industry as well.
While the disruption is certainly a hassle, experts say it should resolve itself when the holiday rush dies down.
Once the airlines can stabilize their schedule for the next 5 days, then for the first quarter of 2022, it should be relatively okay.
In the meantime, travel experts advise signing up for text alerts so you'll be notified immediately of any changes to your flight. And of course, pack your patience. Dina Demetrius, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Another snag, travel experts say there's very limited inventory for rental cars, and those that are available at airports are exorbitantly priced. A federal program designed to help cover the funeral costs for people who died from COVID-19 is going largely untapped. FEMA has already paid out $1.5 billion in funeral reimbursements to 226,000 people since January 2020. However, the country just surpassed 800,000 COVID-related deaths. You can find information on who's eligible and how to apply on FEMA's website. The Texas lawyer who argued the landmark abortion rights case Roe v. Wade has died. Sarah Weddington was just 26 years old when she successfully argued the case before the U.S. Supreme Court. Her former student and colleague said she died in her sleep early yesterday morning at her home in Austin. Weddington had been in poor health for some time. It was not immediately clear what caused her death. She was 76 years old. The North Dakota Department of Human Services announced today changes to the Medicaid state plan that would mean expanded services for North Dakota residents, including for behavioral health. The amendment would offer grants to build the provider network to offer services for mental health conditions, substance use disorders, and brain injuries. Also, under the new rules, more people would be eligible for disability. The amendment will go into effect on January 1st. The plan is now considered to be the most robust program approved by CMS in the country. President Biden signed the National Defense Authorization Act into law today. This year, the bill authorizes funding in the amount of $770 billion for the Defense Department. The measure also includes changes to the military justice system to revamp how the military deals with sexual assault and harassment. There's also a 2.7% pay raise for military service members and Defense Department civilian employees. Later here on Valley News Live, we take a look at the airport's extensive baggage system run by TSA to see what happens to the bags you check in.
And our network of sky cameras out there capturing the scene this morning in the FM area and beyond. The Dakota Magic Casino getting a good dose of snow as well. Numerous reports of 5 to 8 inches, even over a foot for some. And that's how our day began and continued. Things look cold tonight and more snow tomorrow. Details next.